What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having a great Victory Monday. That is correct. It is Victory Monday, so we get to enjoy talking trash to everybody that, gave us all that crap for the last couple of weeks. And look, I know people are feeling a certain way, but a win is a win, baby. And the Eagles, as we've talked about, have a lot of new things going on this season, so we got to stay patient. We got to hope that each and every week they continue to grow, learn, and build upon all the things, all the good things, the bad things. So let's stay patient here. Let's continue stacking up those W's. But I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight. Hope you're all having a great Monday, great start to your week. Let's have it go. But any questions, any comments, anything on your mind, love to hear from you. I've got some injury updates. I've got the updated NFC East standings. I've got PFF grades, snap counts. We've got some fan questions and topics to go over. So appreciate those of you who threw into the mailbag there. But let's get rocking and rolling here. It's a Monday night, long-ass day for me. Way to start the week. But hope you all had a great day. I'm ready to talk some birds with you. Then I'm going to try to get some things done and maybe find some sleep one day. But we'll see about that. Victory Monday indeed. Michael, my man, hope you are having a good one, my friend. And yeah, I got to get up at 5, so I feel you, brother. It's gets rough some nights, but I love trying to put this stuff out for you guys. And I've been working on Behind Enemy Lines, so tomorrow we can have that show, talk about our next opponent, the New York Giants. But we're here to talk about this Victory Monday. Indeed it is, Tiffany. You sicko. Appreciate you tuning in. Mario, my man. Hope you're having a good one, my friend, and happy to have you joining in tonight, my man. Look, always happy to see you guys, and I know we all have crazy schedules and different schedules, so look, I'm feeling great. I'm ready to rock and roll, ready to have a good day. Hope you guys are all doing well. Gotcha's mom, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you last night gifting those memberships. Those of you who got those memberships, make sure to look out for those members-only posts that, give you the opportunity to get in questions on shows like tonight's Victory Monday and, of course, Fan Friday. So, and hey, sometimes we sprinkle in a little sicko Saturday or Sunday. And, hey, man, my schedule's nuts, so I try to do what I can. But I appreciate you guys. And just to give you a little update here, a little bit before we went on, I made a post. If you didn't see it, Darius Slay, his knee injury is not thought to be serious, so he is day-to-day. That is great news. Look, you know how I feel. I like Isaiah Rodgers. I like Kaylee Ringo. But Darius Slay, he's a professional. He's still playing at a high level. He's had his mistakes, but everybody does, man. But let's go. Whoever is going to play, hopefully, he's healthy. But let's go, Birds. Whatever helps us win. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is this has been making me feel pretty sick last couple of weeks making this. The Commanders at the top, we've got to change this. We go ahead and get to win this divisional game next week. Maybe they can lose, but we got to continue winning. Seeing the Commanders at the top is it's just uncalled for. I won't have it. So we got to go do something about this. Please, for the love of God, I want to change this graphic. Please, Eagles, do me a favor. Let's go win these games coming up here. And Commanders, do us a favor, and you go ahead and lose. Wait, we got to win yesterday, right? So that's a good start. That's all we can ask for this team to do. So let's rock and roll here. And Dylan, my man, we talked about some of those good things last night on the show. And, I know a lot of people were harping on the bad and got to fire and trade everyone, as always. But no. I thought I saw a lot of good things. So I talked about the defense, how excited I was about the defense. Cooper DeJean getting his first start. We got to see that sack and a half sack. But, hey, man, he was out there doing exactly what we talked about. Why I wanted him in this draft was what Vic Fangio could do with him. And we saw that on display in his first start, and we need to continue building on that. Let's effing go. So excited there, but excited about getting sacks in general, getting 5 total there. I thought a good game from the defense. And you didn't see a receiver go over 50 yards. Didn't see a running back over 50 yards. Sean Watson only had like 168 yards. Now, give it. Had some injuries. Sean Watson sucks. But I don't give a damn. This team, we're still young, and this is the NFL. So they put up a good fight. There were some definite, shitbag plays, missed tackles where, I was pissed off. But on the offensive side of the ball, we talked about this last night. I felt they struggled a little bit at weird times. And then that at the end of the game end of the half when they finally got things going, the block field goal, Saquon not getting that first down, the missed block there, giving up the sack, the field goal then blocked, all that, it just really changed the momentum. And I thought this team did a lot better. People just want to be negative. I understand it. It's just how it is. Go Birds. China, appreciate you tuning in. And yes, thank you again for that. But look, I'm pumped up about this team, and I'm pumped up that this, team is going to continue winning and continue building on, what we have here. So I'm pumped up here, guys. I just need this team to continue getting better, developing. And that's what we talked about before the season started. We just got to continue to get better each game. And that is what they're doing here right now. So, hey, I think that's all you can ask for here. And look, you're going to hear media and people whining, freaking the hell out. Let them. Who cares? That's why we're here to talk about it. We're going to break down what we saw, what needs to be worked on, and unrealistic thought. Want to blow out the Cowboys? Hey, it's not unrealistic. Anything can happen in the NFL, but with these divisional games, they're always a battle to the death. Just like with the Giants coming up. Yeah, maybe they're not the greatest, but they're fighting. They've got some good young pieces there. Malik Neighbors will probably be healthy for this damn game, of course. Tyrone Tracy looking good. So they've got some good young pieces. They've got some good things going on in defense. They got Brian Burns over there. So Deontay Banks has been looking good. We, shouldn't sleep on any of these divisional opponents. But the Cowboys have definitely been struggling, and I can't say that I don't enjoy that. But it's a long season. They're banged up right now. We'll see how things go. But, hey, I'm not against that. I'll be real with you. But, yeah, we got the win. It was definitely some dumb things that happened. But, hey, no turnovers there from Jalen Hurts. I thought, we really came out and fought. And that's why it's so weird to me. Like, people are pissed off. And it's like, you saw Sirianni was excited because it's like they got the win, dude. It was a hard-fought battle. It's the NFL. We talked about it. I'd love to see a 20-point win, right? Put money down on it. But I also told you it could be an effing nail-biter because it's the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is the NFL. It's the way it works. And, well, that's what they did to us. And, a victory Monday is what we're talking about, though. So, Liz, appreciate you tuning in. And I can't, sit here and not break it down. That's what we always do. But I just can't get under the notion that the season's over, going to fire and trade everyone. Like everybody, every damn season, man. It's crazy. Go in and finish ahead of the county. Yeah, man. Well, I talked about it. When they drafted Jaden Daniels, I told you, you're put on notice, bro. They've got good offensive pieces, defense. I mean, look, I know that most people follow, what the media is telling them, but for real, and it's just kind of, if you watch football and understand what things are going on, Brian Robinson, adding Eckler, I thought their defensive additions were fantastic. And, the team will continue to get better with, the new coach, the new quarterback. It's a new culture. So, yeah, we got to watch out for them, definitely. But let's get through these here real quick, and then I'm going to jump over to this stuff. Look, yeah, it's going to be a tough battle to the death, but the Cowboys, the Giants, hey, they're getting better too. Constipated me is, yeah, look, and they did. There were just times where stupid things happened. I talked about Juergens last night. Look, I love the kid, but I just thought he really struggled, and those things are going to happen. So it's okay. You just got to continue to grow, get better. He's still young. He's taking over for Kelsey, so it's all right. We put the team out, G7. Hey, look, what have I talked about, Liz? You've been here all offseason. You heard me. There's going to be some bumper. I'd love to come out and say we're going to kill everyone right away. Yeah, we're the best. I still think this is a Super Bowl caliber team, but you have to build on that. You can't just expect it to be with these young pieces I'm asking for them to use. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. We talked about, them eventually starting. It's here, baby. It's here. Then you talk about Jalen Hunt getting more reps as, an edge guy, but that'll come in due time. Sidney Brown will come off the PUP list. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, there is such youth here, and the offense is loaded right now. And once they get clicking, I promise, man, on offense and defense, you're going to see some special things. We just got to be patient. We've got new coordinators with a lot of young pieces that need to develop and learn these systems, and we're going to be all right. I promise, man. I promise. So let's go. Let's effing go. And Bob, you've been hearing me say it, dude. They'll get there, and we've been asking for Coop, and we got him, and we got exactly what we asked for. The way Vic Fangio, I thought he would use him. That's exactly what we're seeing. So, yeah, and look, we'll get to a higher standard here, but right now we're winning games, and that's what we have to continue to build on because we know we have a ways to go. But let's take a look at, what went down in this game with the snap count and this offense here. Obviously you have injuries to the offensive line. Jordan Mailata, we're waiting to hear, and Dallas Goedert. So you could see that Fred Johnson also got to play in there. You could see that Calcaterra, predominant snaps there at tight end with 92%. But he made it work, man. So you had, of course, quarterback Jalen Hurts, 100%. And, he was balling in this game. 16 for 20, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Let's effing go. 14 runs, though, for 33 yards. I thought some of those design runs, I like those. And let him use his legs, man. Accentuate his skill set. So I thought that some fantastic throws to A.J. Brown ending the game, the touchdown, all that. I was pumped up. Saquon, the run game, Kenny G had some nice runs. Saquon had okay runs at times, but I just thought the line at times struggled as well. So it was kind of I thought we could have been able to pounce on a team that struggled against the run. But they got, like we talked about, they got Mike Hall, their rookie, back from suspension. They got Hurst there off of IR. So they had some big pieces batted back onto their line. So, look, not using excuses, just trying to give you some context here. And they were ready for the run, man. They came after us and put the ball in Hurts' hands, and you saw what he did with it. And that's what some teams do. Jim Schwartz knows what we have in Saquon. And look, you're going to have those games. It's all right, man. I think next week against his former team, the Giants, we're going to see Saquon running that ball. But you saw Devontae every damn snap out there. AJ in there for 57 of them. Dotson for 22. 4 for Johnny Wilson. But, our duo is the best in the game. So you just continue hoping you get the ball to them. Dotson sprinkled in there. And then, you want to get work from your tight ends. Calcaterra stepped it up, man. Stoll, he played 39 snaps to the 57 of Calcaterra's. We only had Goddard for 3 snaps, and then he was out with that hamstring. So we're waiting to see what's going on with him. God, please be healthy. But, we're going to have next man up, man. And Calcaterra's not exactly the best blocker, and he's not on Goddard's level. So you're going to need Stoll for that. Maybe some 12 personnel things to consider, but we'll see. Offensive line, though, we need Mailata healthy. If not, Fred Johnson, baby. We talked about him this offseason. Love the dude. Next man up. Got to figure it out. But this line definitely had its struggles here. But, hey, it happens, man. They've got some talent over there in Cleveland. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, Sweat, 39. Snaps there. You have Huff with 31. BG at 23 and Nolan Smith 21. So no snaps for Jalen Sun. But, dude, Brandon Graham continues, off those, limited reps, 40% of the snaps there. He still comes in and does his thing, man. It was so fun. His 200th game, he has 5 tackles. And I thought, this dude, he needs to go down in history as one of the greatest, man. What a turnaround for him. Love him. But, Nolan Smith looked pretty damn good in this game, too. Huff looked much better. We asked, that he would maybe learn a little bit, and we talked about, maybe using some of those 4-man fronts, getting his hand in the dirt. We saw some of that. So that's what we talk about, accentuating to a player's skill set. He comes from the Jets where he did that. He did not play this outside linebacker standing up. So talked about being patient, but, everybody wants to cut and trade everyone. So I get it, but we need some production. So he had that half sack. We had Josh Sweat out there doing his thing. So these guys stepped it up, and I need to see more of that. Interior D-line, Carter was eating people. Milton Williams looked good. Davis, Ajomo, Booker in there. I thought, these young guys look good. They're going to continue to develop, get better. A very young group, but I'm pumped about it. Now, linebacker had Bond leading the way, doing his damn thing. You had Nakobe Dean. He had 12 tackles, but some of those missed tackles we talk about, and he just needs to continue developing himself. And he's still young. I know people were on him, and people were making up that Trotter was starting. And like I said, Trotter's not even going to see defensive snaps. Like, you got to stay patient there. But it is what it is, man. We got to hope the players we do have continue to improve and get better. And then when you look into the secondary, at a corner, you had Quinion, 57 snaps. Coop played 52 snaps. You had Slay only playing 29 because of that injury to his knee. But Rogers stepped in and played 22. Ringo was in there for 6, laid that effing hit down. Then you had Avonte Maddox play a couple snaps. But, man, we got the sack from Coop. We did not get that interception from Quinyon Mitchell, but that is Gardner Johnson's fault. I really would have nailed it if it weren't for C.J. Gardner Johnson, and my parlay would have been awesome. So, damn you. But, anyways, we're going to go through this, and now I want to show you, I know you guys enjoy those PFF grades, so let's take a look at the top 5 PFF grades for the Philadelphia Eagles in this game against the Browns. So you got A.J. Brown, 91.3, Carter, and that's insane. Carter, 81.5. Take this all with a grain of salt, you know, but Mailata, 75.8. We need him to be healthy. Quinyon Mitchell, then Jalen Hurts. So, damn good games from those guys here, but I'm going to show you all the grades on offense and defense here in a second, but I see we've got some comments pouring in here, so let me check it out real quick, and then we'll jump over and take a look at all of these PFF grades, and then I'll answer some of these mailbag questions. So let me jump over here. Yeah, and you heard me just say that, and that's exactly how I feel. I just really think that we had played much better, and look, it's okay. We won the game, so you just build on it. Yeah, they wanted to get rid of him, you know, before this game started, and we always have to deal with that, but ain't saying much now, are they? They'll praise him, like we said. And look, you know, we talked about it. You know, stupid little mistakes like that, they'll happen, and that'll change a game. So it almost did. Still won the game, though. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they will do. And look, yeah, that's what I talked about last night in the beginning of this show. So, and you know they are those casuals, Tiffany. Love it. So let me take a gander here at these PFF grades with you. Let's take a look at how everybody did according to these on offense and defense. Take it all with a grain of salt, but it gives you a little bit of an idea as to, you know, how these players actually did according to some of these wild ass things they come up with. But let's take a look regardless. So you got on offense here leading the way, as we talked about. You saw Brown, Mailata, you saw Hurts. Then you had Dotson at 70.4. I'm all about that, baby. But a decent run blocking grade as well. I'm all about that. But Devontae Smith right below Dotson. Then Becton. See Gainwell there. Dickerson. Steen. Played a little bit there, so no doubt. I think he had like one snap. These mother. Then you have Blankenship, victory formation. So that shows you this is when they do like nothing. 60 is kind of just like your average. So when you're going below, it's eh. So Calcaterra, you can see it's the blocking, like I just mentioned. So good in the pass, not great at blocking. So that's going to bring his grade down. Going to need to work on that. Stoll down there, not getting exactly a great blocking grade. So, like I said, neither of them are Goddard. But, well, it is what it is. You can see Lane Johnson here. I thought he had a good game, but whatever, dude. These weird PFF grades. Johnny Wilson there, Goddard, Barkley, Stoll, Fred Johnson, and then Cam Jurgens. We talked about it, man. I thought he was just doing kind of ass yesterday. And I'm a big fan of him, but it was ass. So, hey. Got to learn some things. Talk to Kelsey, call him up, figure it out, and we'll be all right. But, yeah, you got to clean that stuff up, man. I was not a fan of what was going down there. But let's take a look at the defense now. And as you saw, leading the way with the defense was Jordan Davis. So they didn't have him because apparently he didn't have 25 reps. You saw Jalen Carter, but Jordan Davis had a better game. We talked about him. You know, he's a nose tackle. I see the media confused still. Why doesn't he have, 100% of the snaps? He should be out there the whole game. That is not what you want from your nose tackle. He's a big dude. That would be moronic. So that's why. Pretty simple. He's a big guy. But doing great. So, those morons. Remember how they were saying they needed to be traded? They were busts. They're the top two. And then, hey, look who's third. Another one of those apparent busts. Nolan Smith. Then you had a Jomo and Quinyon Mitchell, BG, Josh Sweat, Cooper DeJean, Thomas Booker, Milton Williams, Slay, Huff in there with the 67.5. So he had a decent game. Then you talk about Avonte Maddox, Zach Bond, Ringo, now you start going below 60. You got Gardner Johnson. Isaiah Rodgers not having the greatest of games. Reed Blankenship, not good. And then Nakobe Dean, of course, looking like ass in coverage and not exactly tackling well. So you got to work on that shit, man. But look, it doesn't mean you need to trade them, get rid of them. If you did that with every player, you wouldn't have a team. So it doesn't always have to be get rid of everyone. Everybody sucks. You got to develop your players. And if they don't, there's no hope, there's no improvement, then, you look maybe to make a move, or maybe you look within and you have someone like Trotter, or maybe you go with a veteran like Burks, or maybe you give Van Sumer a shot. So there's options, but it's not always that simple as to just like, this isn't Madden where you're switching the depth chart and hoping things work out. Like some of these guys, Nakobe Dean's supposed to be the leader. You know what I mean? Like he is that middle guy. So he's got to figure it out, man. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know how we got these casuals. I'll be real with you. It's unbearable. Like, it drives me nuts. And I know not everybody's like a sicko. Like, it's okay to be a casual fan, but we call them casuals when they start getting rowdy about dumbass things and just listen to what the media says. It's like, dude, God help us all. But that he's just there on victory formation. So if you see him getting offensive snaps, that just means we've won the game. You know what I mean? No, he did not. He did not at all. So you heard me last night and exactly what I said. Big fan of him, but crap game. Yeah, I'm not a fan of any of them. But anyways, so let's talk about these mailbag questions. Thank you to Liz, Andrew, Liz in the building. So let's start it off here with Liz's topic. And she brings up John Dotson here. So now AJ and Smitty are back. I think Dotson should be used more. Dotson has caught every ball by Jalen and is getting yacked. Well, he hasn't caught every ball, but some of those last night that you saw, the targets, they were kind of like Jalen Hurts throwing the ball away. So that will kind of skew things. You can't always just look at the stats. But Dotson did good yesterday. I thought he did well. Obviously, before that, not too much coming from the guy. But I like him, and I've talked about allowing him to learn this offense, allowing him to learn his role as that third guy. You've got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith in front of you with an offense that has Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert. You've got a lot of people, that can make moves with that ball. So how would you respond to that? And I think he's trying. I think he continues to grow. And he only has like 5 yards after catch. So not exactly making anything happen just yet, but I believe he could. I'm not somebody, again, of that notion that you just trade and fire everyone, cut everyone because they didn't have a good game. Or, it's like, okay, well, remember, he got traded here right before the season. So let's give him some time. He wasn't here all off season. Let's let him learn the offense and hope that he becomes a viable option throughout the season. So I think 100% agree with you, Liz, that I look forward. In this game, I thought he had a great catch, on like third down, I think it was like 10 yards, but still it was a good catch. And I thought, hey, this is what, your role is, when you're AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and you're commanding so much attention, you need those other people to step up. So I think it'd be great to see him more involved, getting more plays. But you saw Calcaterra was second in receiving yards behind AJ, I think AJ had like 116. Calcaterra was like 67, and then Devontae was like 64, I believe is what it was. But, John Dotson, if you could get him involved, maybe he's that other guy, Calcaterra. Some days, obviously that'd be Goddard. It's just those guys are going to get most of the reps and targets and receptions and yards, and that's okay. That's what you want. But, yeah, I would like more Dotson, and I think, he's going to continue building a rapport with Jalen Hurts, and they'll get on the same page, and he'll learn the offense better and get acclimated with things. And I think that, his role here, it's a welcome one to have a good player like him. I think it's much better than Quez Watkins. So, you just got to be patient with these things. I know everybody wants every rookie to start and every player we get here to everything just be instant and perfect because that's what the media does to people. But nope, I'm just going to stay patient. And, yeah, that's, I'll keep harping on it. We'll see. And, yeah, yeah, you just got to stay patient with things. But let's take a look now at Drew's fan question. If you guys have any final questions after this one, I'm going to get rolling out here. But Drew, I just want to tell you, this was one of the more hilarious topics or anything that's ever been thrown my way. And not because of what the topic is, but he wrote like this paragraph. And I know you're watching this later at some point, Drew, and you're going to hear this, but I almost put the entire thing that you wrote, because at the end of it, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm babbling. He's like, I'm sitting here, I'm bored and alone, taking some tests for work, and he had no interest in it for some course. I was laughing my ass off, and you're like, please don't, or just don't put all this at the end of it. And dude, I was really laughing my ass off. So shout out to you. But I took the piece from the middle that you had in there, which your topic was, and question, I guess. But what are your thoughts on Sirianni going back and forth with fans? For me, context matters. Unfortunately, I don't have the context to weigh in on it properly. Some say they were chanting "Fire Sirianni." So if you guys tuned in last night, you saw, unfortunately, Drew was over there in Germany. He unfortunately was not able to watch the game yesterday. So we were talking about it, letting him know what was going on. But yes, so this situation where, and I can't stand these bandwagon fans, these flip-flop fans that as soon as we start losing, it's boo everybody sucks, I hate everybody. No, dude, when they actually start doing really bad and are like not just struggling or whatever, I don't think we should be, because you remember this all started for me, like really they started ruining Eagles games when they were doing it to Jalen Hurts, just booing him when he would, it's like, dude, what the, like, I pay hard money to come here and get blackout drunk and scream shit. And it's like, well, I pay hard money to come here and enjoy an effing game, dude. So why can't you just go be a bitch at home? But, dude, they would literally just ruin and just cry and trade him. And I just sit there and, like, argue with all these fans. It was like, I thought you guys were Eagles fans, bro. Like, why are we helping the away team? Like, what the like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. But whatever. So they're sitting there trash talking him the whole game, and at the end of it, he got a little spicy. And I mean, he was spicy throughout the game. And I know some of your comment after, your question was, about, just you like to talk trash sometimes, like while it's going down, not like after or something along those lines. And did I talk trash? I was a wide receiver with the best of them, but that you got to back it up if you're going to talk shit. But that's the thing. Like I did it to get in their heads. Like, you gotta use that, man. You can't be allowing people to control you and get you emotional. And if that's what's happening now, he's apologizing, and it's like, don't do that. And you don't have to overreact. And I thought it was funny because you guys know I loved when Howie was telling that one kid, and it was like the couple days after I talked to Howie, and I told him, like, smoke these little bitches. Like, they don't know. They're talking about fire you, get rid of you. And that year we went to the Super Bowl, and it was like, that video where the kid's like, your sins are forgiven. He's like, my sins are forgiven. Like, what the, just a few years ago, won your Super Bowl, and he's flipping out. I thought it was cool. Let him. I mean, if you want your players and personnel to be, man up, well, why can't you as a fan man up? Why can't you stop being a little bitch? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's, in my mind, it's like, dude, I'm a fan. I'm not going to sit here and help the Cowboys fans, everybody else, whine and talk shit about the Eagles. It's like, no, dude, I'm going to break it down. And I want to talk about what they can do to fix things. And if there's good things, we talk about those like we're doing here tonight. And it's like, that to me, is what you do. But Sirianni, he's pumped up. He's fired up. He's a fired up guy. And apparently Jalen Hurts and a lot of the players told him this week they wanted more of that. They wanted to see him get back to being himself. And he did just that. And, if people are going to talk shit to you, they better be able to take it back. And, people are offended now. But it's like, hey, man, you talk shit about Jalen Hurts, Sirianni for all these years, and not just these days and weeks we deal with them here. It's like they have to hear it nonstop. Fire this person, trade this person. Every time something goes a little bad, it's like, that's pretty weak, dude. Like, you gotta bleed green to understand what I'm saying. Like, it takes a lot to, break an Eagles fan. You never can break an Eagles fan. You can bend it, but you can't. There's no breaking our fandom, because we've seen real bad teams, like especially those of us who are older. Like, I've seen what losing teams look like, and this team is far from it, man. They're young, growing, new coordinators. Just gotta stay patient, and we're just getting through week 6 here. We just had a bye, so that's our 5th game. We're 3-2. the 2 losses, the one was atrocious, but the one, we gave it away, man. We were only allowed 15 points throughout the game. Gave it away at the end, and, they win 22-16, whatever. So, look, man, there's a lot to build on here. A lot of young pieces, a lot of things to be confident still about. And all the things I talked about this offseason, there's still, if you just think about it, you can't jump right to the end. You have to think about everything I said in between that, in the middle, where you have to stay patient and allow this team to grow. We've got a lot of pieces I love. 7 out of the 9 draft picks we made. So 7 of the 8 people on our team that are the rookie draft picks, I had as pre-draft fits for the Eagles. You have to understand, I love these guys, but you got to be patient with a lot of them. And Nia Smith is coming back too. I love him in the return game. I love him as a gadget type player, but he's still very young, small guy that, has some work to do, but there's an opening for him. And, Dotson will continue to grow, but this offense, this defense, they grow throughout the season, man. And we talk about staying patient throughout this season because it's going to take time. So let's do that. And we'll be all right. I promise you. And yeah. And yep. So, yeah, right. Look, he's, it is what it is. I love the guy. Get the big double 10 or dump him. No, he's on IR if you're talking about Alberto. Run heavy offense. Oh, I've said it last night to you, and I'll say it again today. You're going to run that ball with Saquon Barkley right down their throats. Again, his old team, dude. And Nick definitely did, man, and I hope he did. And, yeah, they tell me I have all kinds of those things, but that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just a straight drifter. I don't take pills or allow them to do any of that stuff to me. But, yeah, if any of you do, don't take that. To each your own, whatever you got to do. Don't take that as a slight. I'm just saying I can't take pills anymore in my life because I have cirrhosis of the liver, so I don't have to. But I never have. I don't take anything. They tried that, and I'm a nut job, but I think Nick's the same way. He reminds me, just that wild. He's wild, man, and I know a lot of people are harping on him, but it's all good, man. Not bad at all. Not bad at all, especially a lot of areas. 70s, 90s were brutal. And see, I have the luxury of having a grandfather, a father, a brother that all, had different timelines where they could sit and bitch about for hours and, weeks and years of my life, months and all those things in there. Yeah, I've been learned in the Eagles. I told you guys, my grandfather working at Connie Mack Stadium, like I truly bleed green for generations. It's been passed down. And like they have bitched so much before I even knew what was going on. And as I'm growing up, we were ass and not too ass. And then like I get to see Reggie leave, Randall, which was my favorite player. And then it just kind of gets ass. And then you get McNabb and there's a little ass, but then we get good. And in my teenage years, we were pretty effing good. And a lot of NFC championships, one Super Bowl we made it to, then we lost it. And then I waited 13 years and oh boy, did we get our revenge on Tom Brady. But yeah, there's definitely brutal times in Eagles history. So it's funny to see people losing their mind. Well, man, you never know, man. 15-2, hey, you never know. Never effing know. This team, we talk about it. They're going to get better and better each week. So let's go. And that's what's up. Hell yeah. And my pop has some really, really cool stories. And he watches the show. So big shout out to my pop. But he is literally the coolest, most badass Eagles fan. And, he was wild, but not. Then you have my dad. He was wild. And then you have my brother. And it's I think all of them just kind of got like it combined and it just was channeled into me somehow because they're like, we don't know what you are, dude. Like, they're all diehard Eagles fans, but I'm the dude you call when you want to know every single effing player, everything that's going on. This has been a lifelong thing for me. Like I didn't have the show before. I just am like this. This is, you know what I mean? I've always done this shit. I'm nuts. I don't, create graphics or do anything like that in my free time. I learned this stuff because, well, I was on my deathbed and had nothing else to do but treat you guys to some Eagles information. That's how much of a sicko I am. I don't give a damn if I'm on my deathbed. I'm going to be talking some birds, baby. That's how this all began, man. Because I couldn't listen to people that don't know anything about football talking. I was like, I'm down. I can't, man. I can't. So here we are. Used car salesman kept us from being great in the 90s. Yeah, man. Look, I think, there's some real tough times. You talk about Kotite, you talk about Buddy not using Randall the right way. Harold Carmichael, I had the pleasure of meeting him. Some greats. McDonald was like one of my pop's favorites. We've had some really amazing players, man. And I've been able to luckily go to a lot of these. Like there used to be at the vet, there used to be this Eagles Carnival. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I used to always go to those and get these little autographs in this book. And it was really cool being able to just kind of like learn the history too. Like, oh, this was one of my favorite players when I was growing up. And they just tell you about him. And like, I got to meet, like, I remember one of the first people that was like Ricky Waters and Irving Fryer and just, man, different times, bro. But it's just in the blood, man. And that's how I'm always going to be. And that's why we're here today, ladies and gentlemen, with you effing sickos right there watching at home, in the car, at work. Like some of you sneaking at work. I love to see it. I do, because I'll sneak at work. It's not really sneaking. It's whenever I get an effing break finally up. They're all talking to me. I'm like, yeah, baby, let them take it a 5-minute break. And I'm creating graphics and doing shit for you guys because something happened. So that's how we do in these parts. But look, I love each and every one of you. But I got to get rolling out here. I hope you all had a great start to your week. If not, let's make it one. Starting right here, right now. Go kick tomorrow's ass. And, well, tomorrow we're going to have a little behind enemy lines thrown your way. You'll get to know everything about the New York Giants, what's going on with them. Wednesday, the initial injury report for the week. So you'll get the updates on Mailbag, Goddard. And then, of course, Terry Slay, we already kind of know. But we'll talk about anything else that happened. Same with the Giants. You'll get their injury report on Wednesday. Boom, little combo pack. And then on Thursday, you get an update of that. Any kind of news that is going down usually happens. So we usually find out if it's just that show or not. That's always an up in the air. Friday, you get yourself the game status report. So you know who's out, who's questionable, with an updated depth chart. So you'll see both teams, what they actually have. So you could look it up online and see whatever. I'll show you the starters, who's out, who their backups are. Then we'll talk about on Saturday the practice squad elevations. They'll get added to the depth chart so you see what the roster actually looks like for the game. You, of course, will have Fan Friday. If I am free, I should be. Hopefully, we're throwing it down, and I do believe we will be. Then on Saturday, you get that practice squad elevation early, and then at night, you get that top matchups. So we'll be doing all that throughout this week. I appreciate all of you guys continuing to support, even with all the chaos of my life. Been a wild ride here this season already, but that's what's up. Oh, I met Rod and his wife, Ollie. Oh, hell yeah. I used to like Rod and Pete. And you take care of yourself as well. Really cannot thank you enough for all of the support, each and every one of you. You know what 2 words I'm going to be asking for, so let's hear it. But good old days, indeed. It's always a good day to be an Eagles fan. That's always my notion. So, even if we lose, I'm ready. I always wear my stuff. I'm always ready to hear about it. Let's go. But I'm ready for it too. We're going to beat those Giants' ass, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. They got a lot of young talent. We're going to talk about how we can shut it down. We're going to look at how they've been doing so far this season, all the moves they made in the offseason. You'll know everything you need to know about the Eagles, one of their biggest rivals. And people forget, man, like there's some great history here. I'm telling you, as much as we hate the Cowboys, the Giants, when I grew up, they are just as hated, dude. I look at it as like Cowboys are just some like preppy, far away, like shitbird town that think they're the shit. You got to beat their ass. The Giants are that annoying town right next to you that you guys just hate with a passion. You know what I mean? Everybody has that town city that's next to them that you cannot stand. Yeah, that's the Giants for me. I hate them almost as much as the Cowboys, but the Cowboys always have a special place in my heart. But F them, who cares? They lost, they suck. Birds get the W. That's all that matters. Now let's hope the Commanders lose, we win some more, and let's get back on top of that NFC East. But we'll talk about that NFC East a little bit tomorrow with Behind Enemy Lines, the Giants. Hope to see you guys checking that out. Hope to hear from you. You guys need anything, you know I'm always here for you. It doesn't have to be about the Birds. Whatever's going on in life, you need a friend. Always here for you guys. Love each and every one of you. Welcome to all the new members that have been commenting, tuning in. Really cannot thank you all enough for the kind words. Glad you enjoyed the stuff. Keep tuning in. Keep commenting. I'm always here, man. Try to make these live videos as much as I can to give you guys an opportunity. And those of you who are members, you get little graphics that come with, so your questions are getting answered. You can always rewatch the show. You're going to get the answer for that question. So try to give you guys some thanks. Those of you who are buying those memberships. And look, I appreciate all the support, whether you're hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff, dude. That all means the world to me. It truly does help. So thank you so much. Have yourselves a kick-ass week. But until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!